Alright, for the last few months, I've been tracking updates about Comet 3i Atlas, as has everybody else, unless you've been living under a vacuum, in a vacuum, whatever you've been doing. I've got three things to raise, 3 points. Number one, I've looked at the publications on the comet and have analysed the data about the luminosity and colour of Comet 3i Atlas. Number two, I've noticed that music in the form of urban and contemporary rap music genres can be extracted from the dataset I was looking at. Number three, I started to write this music down using modern studio software, and well, here we are. Okay, chosen ones. Before we start, those chosen ones who have a superstition about the number 6.66 or 666 or any recurrence of 6, please switch off now because we're going to be dealing with how that number affects you. I'm not part of it. I'm just somebody who's alerting my flock to the dangers of that number and how to spot it. But if it affects you, if seeing it affects you in an adverse way, please switch off now. Okay, you got 5 seconds. Right, for the rest of you, let's get on with the show. Right, so these are the prime numbers that also are equivalent to the 6.66 series numbers, right? So let me show you how I derived the tune. You know how this goes? Right. So you get your 6.66. If you convert that into years, 6.66 years, 6.66 years rounds up to 7. Yeah. And 7 is a prime. All right. 13.32, which is 6.66 plus 6.66. Yeah. Rounds up to 13. 13 is 1 and 3. 1 and 3 equals 4. 4 is not a prime. 20 is the next one, 19.98 rounded up. 2 plus 0 is 2. That is 2 is a prime. And so forth. 47 is the next prime. Yeah, 46.66 rounded up. 4 plus 7 is 11, and 11 is a prime. Then I converted that into a song. I took all the primes and basically looked for what the most common prime numbers are. And I found, and these are the ones that are the most common prime numbers. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 7. That's supposed to be 11 anyway. Supposed to be 11. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I scaled it up and I rounded it up. I haven't changed this scale yet. But basically, the most common primes are the ones we get there, yeah? You can see them here at the bottom. I won't do it off scale because I haven't changed it. Which is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and 23. These were the most commonly recurring primes. And if you put that on the keyboard of a piano, which has got 88, you should see them as corresponding to the keys if you start from A note, I suppose, or wherever they tune the piano in on, yeah. Those musicians among you know what I mean. So that's the song. If you listen to it, you could hear the 7 notes in it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 primes in there. Now these primes, yeah, correspond to those years in your life that match the 6.66 series. Yeah. So in today's topic, we'll be covering the following. Yeah. And I'll show you. All right. Without further ado, let's get on with it. As I always do, I take that raw data, what you're hearing in the background, and I turn it into music. Yeah. And this is the music that came from it. Yeah. Let's get this party on the road, nigga. Yeah. Right. So before we start, we've got to appreciate, what is it? The duration of time. It says there, I got to give you the stopwatch example. Yeah. Now, that's a tricky one. You're going to have to look at my eyes. Let me show you. In terms of appreciating the duration of time, yeah, you got a stopwatch there, yeah. Now, somebody can tell you, can't tell me when 10 seconds have gone by, yeah, and you count it, and you get to 10, and you stop there. Oh, I forgot to stop. Right? Now, you can look at it, and when it gets to 10, you press stop. That's easy. But even when you're looking at it, there's no way you're gonna get 10 exactly. Yeah. All right. 10.26 is what I got when I'm looking at it. So let me see if I can do better when I'm not looking at all. What I mean by that is for you to appreciate the duration of time in your head. Yeah. Right, let's try and do it without looking. Look at my eyes. I'm gonna close them and then press start. And the next time I do it, I press start again. I should stop it at 10. Yeah. $8:30. I'm moving too quick because I thought that was 10 seconds just going by, but it's only 8.30 seconds. Yeah. So I didn't do much better than what I was doing when I was looking at it, but that's because I'm trying to match this tune. Yeah. What you think 10 seconds is must match what it really is. But like Einstein said, everybody has their own time, relatively speaking. Man use big words, I can't even understand them ones. So let me try again. Let me see if I can get closer to 10. Yeah. I'll close my eyes, then I'll count, then I'll press stop when I think that what I think is 10 seconds gone by has gone by. Right. .65. Well, it's not much better than what it was when my eyes are open. But I do know what 10 seconds is though. Yeah. So that's the clock experiment anyway. Yeah. Done. Yeah. So appreciating the duration of time is very important for this rhyme. Yeah. And after that, because like if I tell you, express what 1 second means to you, you can only prove it with a stopwatch. You look at the stopwatch, I won't be looking at nothing, and I'll tell you when 1 second is going by and you press stop. That's what it is. Yeah. So it's very important when you're getting these messages, yeah, or signals that are coming in from this world. Yeah. The next point that we're going to cover in this talk now, yeah, appreciating amount of mass energy.
Yeah, that's with respect to density, momentum, and weight. Yeah, you got to appreciate how much there-ness there is. Yeah, how dense are things, how quick they're moving, yeah, and how heavy they feel. Obviously, when I'm talking like this, I might cover most of these points before I get to them. So, but when I get to them, you have to forgive me right now if I forget that I covered it in the past. Yeah, so in a previous point. Yeah, but I'm just gonna freestyle because like trying to keep up with it. I haven't really read that shit there. Yeah, I was just trying to put together a tune and I'm trying to be as real as I can be because these messages don't come with premeditation. They come with raw data. When you open yourself up and you're just looking to flow. Yeah, so appreciating an amount of energy and mass in something. What does that mean? Yeah, if you close your eyes, yeah, and there's a heat source in the room, yeah, you'll be able to detect that one. If you enter that room, you'll be able to feel which direction the heat is coming from, yeah. So now you're sensitive to the energy in the room, yeah. The closer you move to that direction where the heat is coming from, the hotter it will get on your skin, and you know that you're heading in the right direction. Yeah, it's like Marco Polo, isn't it? Yeah. If you go the other way, you start to feel your skin getting colder. That's not the right way. So, so you can let the intensity of energy guide you. Yeah, intensity with energy, that's more like density. Yeah, how intense is something depends on how dense it is. Yeah, when it comes to the touch is the ultimate sense. Everything out there involves touch. So touch, like I just explained to you, you can even see without your eyes, just seeing with your skin and that. Yeah, I told you walk into a room and you can identify where the heat source is, like you're seeing that one there, but you're just going by what your skin is telling you. So touch is the only thing, because like the light that comes off objects hits your eye and that touches them, like so and even smell, it's all about touch. The smell molecules or the aroma molecules in the atmosphere, they hit your nose, yeah, and they vibrate. The little hairs in there different. Every vibration of them hairs there is different, because like air pressure is kind of roughly the same, and your consciousness, learn how to read the body when it's detecting smell. And it's the same with your ears as well. They've got little hairs, yeah. The things that you hear and the vibration, the longitudinal vibration from those, yeah, hits them hairs there, and it vibrates them, and the frequency is different, and that's how you know frequency and sound. Yeah, so everything involves touch. You're touching air, or you're touching heat. You're touching something, or you're touching the energy of something. Yeah, that's what it is. So it's about appreciating that too. Yeah, I think I won't go on too much. I hope you get the gist of it. I don't really want to reveal too much. Yeah, the next point on the list I wrote down: appreciating the state of not there. Yeah, with respect to zero time, zero mass, and zero energy. What does that mean? Not there. There's there-ness of something, and then there's the not there of something. This is the right way to think. It's like an alternative science that I'm doing now. It's an alternative methodology, yeah? But this is the way that I think about existence that we're in, yeah? There's zero of time, that means there's no time, yeah? And then there's zero of mass, that means where there is no mass. Then there's zero of energy, that means where there's no energy. You don't define zero as without attaching a definite article to it. Zero of what? Zero of apples, somewhere where there's no apples. Zero of pears, somewhere where there is no pears. So the not there-ness of something is a more important concept than defining what zero is, because zero means not there. Yeah, I'm looking at it like that. Yeah, I'm trying to explain to you what my logic is as we're descending into this track. Yeah. So what's the next thing on my list? Oh, very, very important if you think about it. Yeah, appreciating the equivalence. Not there equals space. So what you call space is really what not there results in. Yeah, it's like complementary. Yeah, the things are there, yeah, and when they're not there, that would alert you to a boundary. So when they're not there, you remember where things are not there, and remember where things are. Where things are not there, that's what you call space in this world. There's no such thing as space. Space is a state of where there's not there. Yeah, there's no such thing. But you can imagine space-time, I suppose. But it's not something that's there, because it's something that's not there. Zero is not something that's there. Zero is something that's not there. So why would you be looking for zero like it's something that's there? it's not there. So you got to understand the equivalence that not there means space. Yeah, space means not there. Not there of something means space. But to start look at space-time continuum and think that it's there and that it had a beginning. There's no such thing as a beginning to space-time. Yeah, beginning of things. Yeah, before then there was space, not there. There was nothing there. There's no beginning of space. Space is the oneness. Yeah, and that brings us to the next thing that I want to point out in this rhyme. Yeah, appreciating the need to calibrate with one. Yeah, one. You must know what one is. Yeah, you must know what 1 second is to appreciate what 10 is. Yeah, so you got to know one. Yeah, that's the most important thing. That's the first there-ness of something. Yeah, when it is from naught. Yeah, when it's not there, then it appears that is one. Yeah, so you got to know what one of something is before you can deduce, before you can read any message. Yeah, you got to define what one is. Yeah, if you're dealing in seconds, then you're talking about 7 seconds, 11 seconds when you're dealing with prime. Yeah, but if you're dealing in hours, yeah, then you talk about 7 hours, 11 hours, 13, and that. Yeah, so it depends on what you define as one. You got to calibrate with one. That's what I mean by that. Don't want to go on too much. Yeah, I get caught up in that. Let me read the next point. Let me tell you what I think now. Yeah. Read it slow. Yeah. A signal sent with a given temporal setting duration might result in a detectable spatial setting change if the temporal setting is a prime number with respect to one. Like I just said, with respect to one. If it's 1 second, then 7 seconds. Yeah, that's a prime number. This might lead to a spatial change. When I say spatial, something that depends on there and not there. That's what I mean by spatial. Depends on space, the there-ness and not there-ness of things. Yeah. So once you define what one is, yeah, if something is a prime number times more than that one, yeah, then at that point something might change. Yeah, in the things that are there and not there. The there-ness and not there of things might change. Yeah, so let me stop that one. Oh yeah, I'm still carrying on. Yeah, mutations and the emergence of variance might correlate with prime numbers with respect to ground zero events. Yeah, so when the first event happens, that is one. Yeah, when the first event of something happens, that is one. Let's say you have a microbe and the first instance of it, that is one. Once it replicates itself and reaches a prime number, yeah, if it reaches a prime number, then something else might mutate. It might become another variant. We don't know how. Yeah, but something like that. And if these prime numbers correspond to the 666 series, yeah, then I reckon there might be something in that. That's what I'm getting with that when I'm talking about the emergence of variants and mutations in life. Yeah, and it's not just microbes that mutate and vary in life. Yeah, even you as bulk objects, you're made of individual cells. They'll be subject to change, but the bulk property will then change. Yeah. You're a bulk property of your individual cells, and that's what it is. So back to the point, the last point. Yeah, durations and amounts that match both the recurrence series, which is 6.66, and prime series values. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about now. Yeah, these durations. Yeah, like when you're receiving a message from something, let's say Comet 3i Atlas, you might let off a signal. Yeah, and it has a starting point and it goes on for a specific time. Now that duration might be a prime. Yeah, and if these durations are also part of a 6.66 series, like let's say the first duration of it is 7, then it bounces again, then it produces an 11, then it produces a 13, where 13 matches 6.66 times 2 when you round it down. So that might be something. So about decoding the messages that we see, yeah, and if you do that, you understand why this tune is important, because like this tune points out all the prime that correlate, yeah, with a 6.66 series in your life, yeah, in any process. It doesn't have to be age, it could be any process that's taking place. Yeah. So this is for my this has been a bit more technical, but alternative science, I don't see it the same way. I don't have the same approach. Yeah, so this is an alert for my flock. Yeah, how to spot these things whenever you start the process. Yeah, know what one is. Yeah, When you're dealing with a process that is more sensitive to seconds, then your one will be in seconds. Yeah, yeah. You might be looking at a process that's more sensitive in numbers of months. Then months, yeah, will be where you need to look for that in. Yeah. All right. Run it for you to listen to when I finish my shit.